evening. Uh, I'm still waiting on Wolfie. See, see. So we're going to be watching the 1925 version of Phantom of the Opera, and and this is one of the versions with Lon Chaney and Artificial or Joni's here. Welcome. Your first comment besides myself. I'm still waiting on him, Troy. I dropped the link in Messenger I think about 30 minutes ago. Now, I also dropped a link in the link on the Professor Geek page if anyone else wants to join in. I wasn't sure how it's gonna go, but you know, yeah, the 1925, and actually there's actually three versions of this movie. First one is actually considered lost media. Apparently, it was considered too scary back in the day, and and then they released the actual well version we know is the 1925 one, and then about 4 years later, they re-released it in 1929 with more with different scenes. Um, it's a bit longer, and there are a couple scenes that were used in the original that weren't in the 2025 official version. But one in particular that people have noted was the unmasking of the Phantom. Okay, Netter's here too, and Skipper Kenny and Skipper Kenny Jr. Okay, that's awesome. Just waiting on the wolf. I know I told him 6 o'clock Eastern. And we actually did a test stream last night. It actually went 3 times longer than I intended it to. And I'm still working out all the kinks. Oh, hey, Netter! Yeah, I think I goofed up and started the countdown 2 or 3 times. Ugh. Okay, Artificial Sony has been trying to sing songs from Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical all day. Oh, cool. Yeah. Now this film has been redone several times. Oh, and Professor Geek's here. Don't know Wolf though. Hmm, yeah. I'll give him about 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start the movie. Can you guys see my link at the top or in the description if you want to follow along? And I think that the I think the Universal Monsters, you know, um, how we had that how Press Freaks done that classic Universal Monsters rewatch with the, where that where he showed the different some of the collection of the individual monsters. I recently found out that they re-released that entire collection and they added the Phantom of the Opera to that. And but that is the only version of that movie that they only have one version of the movie and that's it. And also in trying to figure out which version I was going to do, I also found an animated version from 1987 and a trailer for I'm not sure if it was proposed or ever got made or not, but there was supposed to be another animated one about 6 years ago. Okay, so that's how you guys do that. Yeah, I'm still learning my way around StreamYard. Um, I guess Wolfie won't be joining us, but well, maybe he'll pop in. Who knows? So, mm, Let me check some real quick. Yeah, he's still not seen the link. I'm not sure what's going on. I hope he's okay. But we're going to get started in 3, 2, and play. That song, I cannot pronounce that last name, but like like Edgar Allan Poe combines the fantastic with the real as a woven and weird, mysterious story around a huge, magnificent grand opera house in Paris. Far beneath the magnificent Paris Opera House is in, is an intricate nave of cellars used once as dungeons and torture chambers, grim relics of an age of cruelty, intolerance, and oppression. But who thinks of cellars, dismal haunts of creeping things, and the Paris Opera stages a ballet? Oh, thanks, Professor Geek, for showing up anyway. Felipe Acosta Brion. Ugh, I cannot. My French is horrible. His younger brother, Raoul, is a lieutenant in Beau, the second of Trump, attended ballet only, in hope of hearing his sweetheart Christine. Yep, yep. I know there's been several musical versions of Phantom of the Opera. The you know one of this is one of the earlier versions. Well, I think it is the earliest version of it on film, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Christie, who is under the tuition of as of an unknown and mysterious master, had a sudden rise from the chorus to understanding of the Madonna. There's just something romantic about old silent films, I think. Yeah, well, he's disappointed. At the height of the most prosperous season in opera history, suddenly, mysteriously, the management resigned. Well, I guess he wanted to go out on a high note. No pun intended, I promise you. Perhaps we should warn you that you may hear some talk of a ghost, a phantom of the opera. It's too early to roll the credits. The attendant of Box 5 does not laugh at the mention of the opera ghost. In the cellars of the opera house during a dress rehearsal. I'm in the scene manager seat. Florine Papillon, and there goes some ballerinas. Nothing has them spooked. The Phantom. It is the Phantom of the Opera. Carlotta, favorite persona of the Paris Opera. Ooh, she is not happy. She really is not happy. Don't get mad at him. It's not his fault. What a drama queen. It's only one show. Oh, okay. Artificial Joni, I read an amusing fan theory that Christine Day might be of Sami descent. Her mother is mentioned to be from Sweden. Okay. There's the Parisian, I think. The Persian. The man that came out of the cellars just after we saw Phantom. Could it be he? Joseph Burnett really has seen the Phantom. Let's ask him. Well, at least they're smart enough to stick together. I mean, this is something you don't really see um in mon in, especially in the slasher films. It's when people are separated from the group where they get killed. His eyes are ghastly pits in which there is no light, like holes in a grinning skull. His face is lip pressed parchment, yellow skin stretched over drum tight of a protruding bone. His nose, there is no nose. Have a care, protect. Ghosts like not be seen or talked about. Well, they asked. I'll show you where I saw him in the scene dock of the third cellar. Meanwhile, in Christine's dressing room, okay, she senses something's going on, or there's somebody close to her. From the hidden spaces beyond the walls, a melodious voice like the voice of an angel spoke to her. On Wednesday night, my child, Madame Carlotta will not sing. Marguerite, in Faust, you will take her place. To you I have imparted the full measure of my art. You will triumph. All Paris will worship you. But I warn you, you must forget all worldly things and think only of your art and your master. I shall sing for you forever. I saw him there. Whoa! Oh, yeah, it's nice that they're using this for comedy right now. The following day, in a garden near the opera house. Oh, Raoul, you must forget me. My master has spoken. I must, I must devote my life to my art. Who is this mysterious master who makes you bow to his command? You remember how when we were children, my father used to tell us of the spirit of music? You know how I prayed for the gift of song? My Father in heaven interceded has sent me the spirit of music. And although I've never seen him, he has been my inspiration, and I must obey him. I am afraid, Christine, that someone is playing jokes on you. That's mean. That is really mean, Raoul. Madame Carlotta was strangely ill on Wednesday night, and Christine sang Marguerite. Backstage at the opera, there were vague rumors of the Phantom. It never explains if she kind of pretended to be sick or if she really was sick. And if she really was sick, what made her sick? I mean, because Carlotta, a little while ago, was definitely not happy that being told to let Christine sing her part. And Raoul does not look like he's going to take no for an answer. Who occupies box 5? I do not know. They say it is the Phantom. The Phantom of the Opera. Who is this Phantom? The box has long stood in a foreigner's name. The Phantom presents credentials but hides his face and will not speak. His face I have not seen. His voice I heard but once. Well, they got out there in a hurry. Well, they're going for it again. And he's not there. I guess the Phantom had Jason's teleporting ability before Jason had it. Moved by the celestial inspiration, Christine reached her triumph in immortal trio, an angelic voice of spiritual splendor. already turning you down twice. Okay. You notice Phantom is watching. Yeah, who are you? Here, sit his eye right. I'll be back in a second. Oh, hold on. Uh, it is about it is 27:53 on my end. Oh, and I got a message from Wolfie. Oh, hey. Uh, okay, give me 1 second. Um,
Hello, Greenie.
and the wolf has finally made an appearance.
Sorry, I.
It's okay.
It appears I
Hey, better late
overslept
than never.
when I took a nap.
It's okay. It
So I'm gonna
happens.
clicking on the YouTube link. You can give me a timestamp. I'll let you know
Okay.
when it's ready.
Okay. Time is right at 30 minutes.
30 minutes, so I didn't miss anything. Well, not everything.
And we just have the first known victim.
So 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, give me a timestamp again.
Now, right now it's 30 minutes, 30, 30, 30, 12, 30, 40.
30, 40. Okay.
And that shows a pretty, well, we just saw the silhouette of the body hanging, but that was pretty realistic, but it was probably just a mannequin, well, a mannequin or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hello,
yeah,
Monticelli.
yeah. When you know too much, murderers don't even feel like keeping.
Hang on, let me turn it down a bit so I can hear your voice. I saw the body dangling in the air. I gotta say, I do love silent films, even if there's not really much of a dialogue going on. Make out what they're trying to say in their movements.
Okay, Claude, I got another letter. Ooh,
Troy says, "It's the late Wolf10media. I almost damn winkled this. Can you hear me
yeah,
just fine,
be
Greenie?"
friends. Huh? What'd you say?
I was saying, can you hear me just fine?
Yeah, you sound great. Oh, can I turn back?
Just give me
See, that
one
was
more
difficult.
timestamp just to see if we're in sync.
Three, uh, well, 33, 20.
33:20. All right, I'll just be at 22. So we're with the two gentlemen together in one, right?
Yeah. Your
Okay.
manager, Rose Marguerite, shall be in some by Christine Day, said Carlotta. And unless refuses, you will visit South in a house in her song. Oh, did you ever get around to watching the animated version I sent you a link to, by the way?
I never, I haven't actually. I would like to try it one day. The link is still in there, so are we still watching that too,
Well, we can.
or just the 1925?
Well, yeah, we should have
Okay.
plenty of time to film that matchstick stream. Now, it does keep some of the same things from this one, but well, one, it's in color. And two, you actually have voices, and so I think it's a little bit of a shorter film too.
Yeah. What? Us identity.
And of course, Prada and North the Warning. I'm actually seeing some some of the things in this movie that have become almost some classic horror staples. You know, like Phantom's Mask for one. I mean, obviously we have several slashers that wear masks. You okay?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm just watching. I've been in like theaters like this before in my youth. Well, my younger years. Never been on the balconies though.
Yeah, I remember back in middle school, actually being we actually rode a bus to a big city. Just what? Well, it wasn't Phantom of the Opera. This middle school. It was actually the Christmas film.
Oh, nice. I was
Yeah,
this was a field trip, but we went to see Charlotte's Web on Broadway. Well, not necessarily Broadway, but a play version of Charlotte's Web.
yeah. I also remember as a kid, and I think I mentioned for for how close I am to to where Andy Griffith grew up. You know where Mayberry was based off of. There's actually the Andy Griffith Playhouse about 30 minutes from where I went to elementary school, and several times during kindergarten, we actually went to watch plays
Mm.
there.
I'm loving this piano.
Yeah,
Uh oh. His fingers look like spires there in the shadows for a moment.
yeah. Oh,
Behold, she is singing to bring down the chandelier. That was an interesting cut
yeah,
that they did there. Could never uh could never figure out which was always my favorite instrument to listen to. I'm starting to think it's most of the piano. That's my favorite instrument to listen to.
yeah. I mean,
Do you have any
guitars are
favorite instruments?
um um guitars are nice, but I gotta say pianos, they really are very expressive. You can get a lot of different melodies from them.
Yeah, definitely. Have no fear. Oh, you can't get in.
Access denied.
What's the Elvish word for fun? Melna. I have no memory of this place. Getting Fellowship of the Ring vibes here. And
Yeah, it's definitely different from ones that in later adaptations.
mm, do not worry. I'm gonna hurt you just a bit harder. Wait, that's not the word. Okay, I'm really slow on the reference there. Our official joint says the Phantom of the Opera is here. Look upon my
Yeah,
mask. Think rather me devotion, which has brought you the gift of song. What you gonna say, Greenie?
no, that that also kind of reminds me of a couple other different things. It also reminds me of um of the movie, well, House of Wax. The Vincent Price version. Well,
I've
oh,
seen that version actually,
yeah,
and I
and how
really enjoyed that one.
yeah, and also I'm not sure if you remember the games, but in the Metal series, they're in black, and in the 2012 reboot version, there was a character named Dollface.
Mm-hmm. Dollface.
Yeah, it, the characters were very different, but one
Are
was
you?
this
You
this
said
mask that looked
you
like
were
a
talking about the reboot, right? The reboot movie.
the reboot, well, game.
Okay, just let you know the reboot is terrible.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Although I do think they did have some interesting concepts. Like, what if I'm gonna assume no one in the chat is interested in playing the game, but apparently there wasn't one of the um deleted or incomplete endings for Sweet Tooth. His daughter, who
Hmm.
ended up killing herself over her father, was trying to kill her, was revived via and became Sweet Chick.
Yeah, sweet chick.
Yeah, with and
That,
I mean, I think that would have been an interesting
it's a
path to
friend.
take. I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, I really think that would have been an interesting ending because originally all three racers had multiple endings, but due to budget and time constraints, they could only get one in there. And unfortunately, they
Right.
only instead of having a multitude of racers, they only had three. I think that's part of why that game is so different. Well,
Right. I think my friend had that game one time. Kind of looks like the river Styx, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Or one representation of the river Styx, and he's Charon, the fairy king. Go with me if you want to live.
And also keep in mind
Have you
there's
watched
several
the
animals that
series?
are there. Huh?
I was gonna ask you, have you watched the series Primal yet?
Oh no, I have not. It is on my watch list.
I
Oh,
bring
Big
it up
Al's doing
because
it now.
if there's one,
Oh, an article said, Joni, what game was this? Oh, sorry about the audio. It was Twisted Metal. Metal. It was a game series that was, well, it was a racing combat game. I don't
yeah,
know
I'm
how it
I'm
was
familiar with
listed.
that series. The only Twisted Metal I've ever played that I had on PS1 was Twisted Metal 2, and I think my cousin had first Twisted Metal. Of course, I am aware of Twisted Metal Black and the reboot that you mentioned earlier. Because I love you.
That was
She plays
the
Friday really good. Look at her facial
series.
expression.
But something I wanted to mention is, underneath Paris, there's a ton of catacombs. I mean, and
Yes.
even recent years, years, um, it's highly recommended you go if you decide to explore them. You go in with a guide. Otherwise, you'll end up joining the corpse out there.
The afterlife. Mm-hmm. Especially when the skulls lined up and stacked upon
Yeah.
each other. I think they use that as a basis for As Above, So Below. Terrible found footage movie, by the way. I think we paid money for that one at the time. No, we went there. We went to my movie theater because you can watch the movie theater for free at the theater I worked at.
Yes.
Them
Yes,
Simps
he is the
words
Phantom.
I read.
If I am the Phantom, it is because a man's hatred has made me so. Kind of the idea that we create our own monsters.
A somewhat true statement of one's state of mind and what led them to be there, but still not a good excuse for you to be hurting people.
True.
A nameless legend. The Phantom. The Phantom.
And of course, he passes out.
Like she's about to lose her mind. Yep.
that's a pretty nice bedroom. The bedroom runs me with both though. Probably made part of the
I like a Big Al's comment here.
one.
Yeah, such a sad and brilliant talent. But I was talking about his above comment. Brought you here 5 cellars underground because I love you. For long, weary months I have awaited this hour. So that which is good within me, aroused by your purity, meditate toward love. How was that for a line read?
Yeah, I give you an A plus.
Thank you. I always wanted to be an aspiring voice actor.
And something else to consider is I think Lon Chaney was kind of the one. Well, I think he actually done his own makeup and even done his own costume. You look at how far things have come. Even though though it seems like they pushed a little bit more on CGI. When you see
Mm-hmm.
the practical effects and makeup, I mean, it's I mean, it's
I
kind of
still,
the
I still favor practical over CGI any day. Though I'm also of the mind of if you can apply CGI to practical as well to make it to give it a bit of a touch up, an interesting touch up, that's also fine. I haven't seen the movie, but Wonder Woman 1984. I saw the look of Cheetah, and I was like, dude, I just you're giving me this when years ago I've seen the near ending of Mockingjay Part Two, and there was a better makeup character that they could have used for Cheetah, or at least
yeah,
when it comes to body painting. I've seen a lot of
yeah,
anthropomorphic body painting, and that looks way better than what they did for 1984.
yeah. At the same time, though, it is way better than what they did with Cat. Um,
The same. I still hold the exact same criticism of Cats. Like, why couldn't you just did just like the play?
yeah.
Could have
Now
saved
that
you
would
a lot of time for the CGI.
well, not only that, but it kind of would have looked better to me. I mean,
It would
you
have.
look at CGI Cat, and then you look at the actual musical, and I mean, and this is just visually. From my understanding, there's some issues. They changed a few things with the movie too. 'Cause,
Yeah. Check out
um,
Sideways' check out Sideways video about that because he recently put out a video about the music aspect to Cats, and it was a it was a good watch.
yeah, and Emma J. Tanner did a review of it too, and they actually pointed out some changes that they thought was unnecessary or just plain weird.
Yeah, I like the Terror Twins too. I need to get back to watching them because I haven't watched them in a while. Okay,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna have to question your sanity. You seem a bit bipolar. At first, you're a bit you know frightened by him, but then now you it seems like you're falling in love with him. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What you gonna say?
Well, I was right. Right, he did do his own makeup and there was there was one movie which apparently he was supposed to appear in, Freaks, and he had a costume and makeup for that, and although he wasn't in it, his final costume was did appear in it supposedly. That might have been a rumor.
Yeah. If there's one regret I ever had in my life was the fact that I held in my hand one time a whole box set that had all the Universal movies in one box, and I didn't have the money for it at the time, nor was I able to convince my mother to buy it.
Hmm. Well, apparently I also have a Christmas
She
gift
has
that's
no
supposed
eye
to
for
be
classics.
coming that has like a bunch of the original a bunch of old Disney movies. I mean, one of them,
Hmm.
yeah. And the reason they told me it was coming was it didn't arrive in time.
We've been having the same issue, my wife and me, when it comes to people sending gifts to us. The delivery system is kind of screwy right now.
Yeah. Oh,
I
here's
don't
the
know what their
unmatched.
excuse is, but they need to
Oh,
the mask.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for this meddling actress.
Whee! My face! Give me back my face!
Oh,
You
and Owen,
harlot! You temptress! What you gonna say, Greenie?
Owen Lister made an appearance.
Sorry, he's also addressing his commanding officer. Thank you. How
Cartoons
could
really
I
don't.
live in such a cruel world without my face? Only Johnny gets that. I don't know if you're a JoJo fan, Greenie. Are you? If you heard
JoJo
of
and
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
oh no, I've not watched that one. It's on my list. I'm gonna have to start working on this list sometime.
Yeah, because me and Match I think we're still in the Phantom Blood arc in our Weeb watches,
Okay,
or I think we
and
finally passed that. I think we're now about to get into Battle Tendency.
yeah, that makeup really holds up good.
Not yet, but mm-hmm. He's very expressive in it too.
Yeah. Also, the makeup job from this also reminds me of the William Castle movie, Mr. Sardonic.
Oh, I have to check that out.
You need to. It is really good. Occasionally you think it's something ghouly.
Mm. Quick question:
Um,
have you ever seen The Raven with Vincent Price?
oh yes, I actually have that one on DVD.
Oh, you lucky.
Yeah, it was actually in a 3-pack. I forgot the other two movies that are in it, but
Oh,
yeah,
oh
I
yeah.
looked up. I actually did it at Ollie a few years back. Oh, okay. So that was her initial reaction to it. That was smart.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
and yeah, and in the 29 version, there was an alternate take of the unmasking that was that was rumored to be from
Mm.
the the original version of the movie.
Okay. Another favorite Vincent Price movie, Mask of the Red Death.
Yeah.
Love that
Oh,
movie.
I'll be back in a minute. I gotta check on my dog. She's barking at something.
Concerned dog needs to be attended to. Away. Guess I might as well contribute. Yeah, I think the punk is my favorite instrument to listen to. Yeah, Johnny, that was our real reaction. You thought it was dramatic, but no, it was actually a real dramatic reaction.
Okay, I'm back. It was just a cat.
Oh no.
Yeah, she will bark at anything she sees move, but if she sees a cat, she will go crazy.
Oh wow.
I mean, and
How often you
some
get
houses
cats
have
around your house?
um, we have neighbors with cats, and
Oh sorry?
yeah, one of our neighbors has some cats that come around, and which I can't really complain too much because they also get rid of snakes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Masquerade papers paper oof. I was gonna sing that, but I screwed that up. I think that's a reference to the Swan Princess. Speaking of Fantasia and Chain, my pastor and I are working on a 10-page script called Mr. Chain, a werewolf thriller. Interesting, Owen.
Awesome.
Hope hopefully you guys are still working on that. Continue to work on it, if you will.
But what I was also going to say about my dog is, if she sees or hears a cat or even a dog bark, even if it's on TV, like a movie or video game, she will go. She will start barking too. I mean, I can't even watch Wizard of Oz without her going crazy barking at Toto.
Have you ever seen this video with the with the Zootopia howl scene and how dogs react to it?
No, I actually have not watched Zootopia. It just didn't look like a movie that interests me. I'm sorry.
Not for everybody. I liked it. I know it's not for everybody. Ow. I would have sung it, Wolfie. Fine, I'll attempt it, Ow. Masquerade paper faces on parade. There you go.
Well, I did put a link if they wanted to to jump in too. So he could have be chatting with us and giving us his commentary too.
Yeah, we could really use you. You are the curator of many a trivia. with your expertise. He's a monster, a loathsome beast. You must save me from him, Raul. Save me! This is totally a comic book panel right here.
I shall be at the safe shore. We shall fly to England. Oh,
Kind of robot by there, Greenie.
huh?
You kind of
What'd you
robot
say?
there.
Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. He has betrayed me. Oh, I kind of feel sorry for him.
You turned against me! You have done that yourself. You will not take away from me! Sorry, I was having a Revenge of the Sith moment there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how some themes and even some scenes kind of transcend genres.
Yeah, I think that's what George Lucas was really going for when he wrote the prequel trilogy. With with the way how people talk in those movies. I think he was going. I always often thought he was going for a medieval vibe for that one, with the way how the Naboo would dress in their garbs. I think he was going for that, a very regal medieval setting. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, yeah. Life has
Oh,
been
just to
harsh.
address
Oh,
Owen
man.
list.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Sorry. Who wants to see an anime about Phantom of the Opera or any of the Universal monsters? I would, or have a Guyver versus the Universal monsters. That would be cool too. Well, there is an anime Count of Monte Cristo. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
and
it
I
yet, but I know of it.
yeah, and actually I do remember for I was looking on eBay a week or two ago, and there were actually several manga adaptations of William Shakespeare plays.
Oh yeah, I think there's a Romeo and Juliet manga too. Illegal move. He's unarmed.
Eric, born during the Plymouth Massacre, self-educated musician and master of black art, exiled to Devil's Island for criminally insane, escaped. Now at large. This is your man, Monsieur Le Perfect, the Phantom of the Opera.
Now that's a brilliant dramatic read right there. Owen. Yeah, Johnny, I'll definitely check that one out. Yeah, Owen, we can do a shadow rewatch on whenever Sunday you want. I brought up Primal because if there's one person that does really silent scenes is definitely Genndy Tartakovsky. I always call it the art of silence. Johnny, what lurks in the hearts of men, the shadow knows.
Yeah, and something else I kind of noticed in the different interpretations or versions of Phantom of the Opera is they like to change the play that they're doing within the movie.
Mm-hmm. She's
He
a
knows
brilliant
that
actress. The trauma. Go ahead.
like oh he knows their plan. Yeah, you have to get up pretty
You
early in
know
the
this will
morning.
be easily fixed if she had 24-hour security. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but yeah, you're right. If she
What you
had
gonna say?
24 hours, well, I was gonna say you have to get up pretty early in the morning to fool the Phantom.
Yeah, 24-hour security would definitely solve this problem. And 24-hour surveillance. Just have
Yeah,
every dude on the rooftops watching her window. It worked really well in Assassin's Creed. Usually I just shove them off the rooftop because that was funny whenever I played the first Assassin's Creed. Ew, stop kissing her tears.
yeah, yeah. Don't
That
you
better
know
not
that
be a
all?
fetish, man. Sodium's not good for you.
Yeah, it raises your blood pressure.
My blood pressure is actually pretty good.
Oh, okay. Someone's swapping some drinks out.
Oh no. Sneaky fella, isn't he?
Yep. Well, at least his
What's
brother's
your
trying
take
to
on
look out.
the 2000s remake? I'm sorry.
What? What'd you say?
I was asking what was your take on the 2000s remake with Gerard Butler?
Well, I actually
If you don't mind
enjoyed
me
it.
asking. if you ever seen it.
Well, it's been quite a while, um, but you know, I do remember enjoying it. I'm going to have to rewatch that at some point.
I didn't have a interest in it at all. I just remember it being all over the place when it came to advertisement. There was a lot of billboards really like hyping it up.
Yeah, I'm kind of yeah. As far as I know, that's been the last actual movie version of the of it. I'm I'm actually really
That's the more
afraid
well
of
known.
today. You know?
Yeah, yeah, she'll learn kung fu tactics late in the movie. Free her own self. No dude will be coming out to save her. Whatever. The Phantom will simp all over her. Just a brief summary of what they would do nowadays with a woke Phantom of the Opera. Oh, by the way, she'll be a quote unquote POC character.
Yeah, and actually, I kind of would expect them
Possible.
to gender swap the Phantom. I don't know why, but I expect them to do that if they ever wanted to try it today. Yeah.
Oh, and the Phantom will be non-binary because we gotta fill in that quota, which I still maintain there are only two genders. There is no non-binary. Gender is binary. DNA says it all. Nature says it all. And also, Troy wants a timestamp.
Oh, oh, hold on, Troy. I'm at. I'm gonna say go ahead and say 1 hour 19 minutes.
For me, I'm at 1 hour 18, 55. Sorry, 52, 53, 54. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Oh, keep your hand
You know,
up,
fun
please.
fact: Gerard Butler was two. Sorry, I was gonna say Gerard Butler was two Universal monster movies and two Universal monster movie remakes. Actually, he was the Phantom and he was Dracula in Dracula 2000.
Oh, yeah. Um,
Dracula 2000 wasn't too bad actually. They they made him Judas though in this version. Reborn Judas instead of Vlad Tepes.
hey, keep your hand up. I'm not okay. Yeah, he's trying to help you out.
It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, that's the door.
Dude, why are you carrying it like that?
Oh, discovery of this trap door cost Joseph his life. Oh, and Final Fantasy Fall because most normal people would have fell and probably have broken their leg.
Pretty much.
Yeah, unless you're a Final Fantasy hero and then you can fall from an extreme amount of height that would probably kill a normal person, and then not only miraculously survive, but wake up unharmed. Even in the middle
Soldier,
of
second
history.
class Zax on the job. Sorry, you triggered the inner fan in me.
Um, also in 15, towards the end of the game, not just ends up falling from a great distance and finding, well, this is a bit of a spoiler, but breaks his artificial arm with his father's sword.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character in 15, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, it is kind of hard to pick. On one hand, I really like Ignis,
I'm sorry?
and on one hand, I really like
Okay.
Ignis, but on the other hand, I really like Noctis too.
Mine will always be Gladio because of his love for cup noodles. Yeah, baby. Cup noodles. I was like, product placement.
Yeah,
Though I also like
admittedly,
Pronto too.
yeah, admittedly, that game was full of product placement. I mean, even the car you driving, you could have actually drove in real life.
Yeah. The reason why I love Pronto because after the battle, I was like, oh wow. So you're the Riku of this group.
Yeah, and also, in Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's actually Barrett that does the victory tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of that's in that.
Are you gonna
Eventually, I want to read to to do a video on who did it better, their
mm,
Prompto versus Barrett.
yeah. Are you gonna stand idly by while Shinra drains the planet? Or are you gonna step up and take the fight to them, Avalanche style? Or my favorite line from Machina Bridge, Avalanche snuggles, mother. I'm not gonna finish that one. Oh, I'm getting distracted here. Let me focus on the movie right at hand.
Where are you? Well,
It seems we have callers.
and he is just the tool to take care of them.
No one will ever get between me and my simping. No one. Sorry. I shouldn't apply modern era lingo to such a brilliant movie. Johnny, I think it is on Netflix, the 2004 version. I think I have it on my watch list. I never would have ever looked at that and think that it's nothing to really look at. It's obvious somebody's underneath that thing. Yet that subterfuge usually happens in movies.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is he probably just looked at it and thought it was just some random piece of debris.
Yeah, like in Doctor No. I think it was Doctor No. How they avoid the Oriental bodyguards. Now, in their defense, they were in a group of reeds. must resist Metal Gear music meme. Let me see if I could do this one. I gave you my music, made your soul take wings, and now how you betrayed me. I think I got it accurately. Ah, all in a day's work. Magnifico. Wait, that's Italian, not French.
And oddly enough, he has two, so I have to wonder.
Hmm. You know which Universal monster I have not seen yet? Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, now that actually does have a silent film as
Where are you going?
well.
Hmm. By Grefthos Hammer, by the sons of Warbeck, you shall be avenged. I think I mixed those words around.
Oh, where are you going?
Rest in peace, Alan
Looks
Rickman.
like you're back. He knows they're there.
More? You know, if you've been living in Cancos far too long, I think you would probably hearing voices yourself, regardless if there's actual voices in the films.
Oh, heat. Intolerable heat. Oh, okay, it's a room of mirrors.
And thus, the Madhouse was invented. House of Mirrors.
Okay, they got them. They're getting them all together.
I agree with Owen about the Mr. Hyde movie. He was about to clock her one, but he showed restraint. Good man.
What do you offer for these lives?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't think I have anything to offer there.
Oh, they found a trap door that apparently he didn't even know about.
Yep. Rats! For the yen! I'll get you next time, Raoul. Next time.
Gunpowder.
Go, go, gadget, gunpowder!
Oh,
I think he's really losing it. Or he just don't know the height.
will you be the bride of Eric, or do you prefer to watch your lover die?
sounds like sounds like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. You have two choices, Spider-Man. Let die the woman you love, or suffer the little children.
From the scorpion, you save him, or from the grasshopper and blow the opera house into 1,000 pieces.
Man, he seems so smug, doesn't he?
Oh,
Now, asking your opinion, Green, what you picked in this situation?
hmm. I'd have to go with the scorpion.
I think I was thinking the same. Another silent film you could probably check out. You probably already have Metropolis. Have you heard of Metropolis?
I think I just got that in the mail.
Well,
Oh, the sewer's
well,
draining.
they're cool
They're
now.
about to. I'll do anything if you just save them.
That's a tall order. I'll think about it. Maybe
Oh,
you don't
another
have
time.
to.
I mean,
Yeah, he's not such a bad guy, isn't he?
oh, you got more company
So what do you
coming.
mean?
Oh, and sorry, I was ignoring the chat a little bit, but oh, and Lister said he could see D. Sam as being a Batman villain.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And
You know, given the circumstances, she's not a damsel in this whatsoever. She's actually very proactive in this whole situation. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah,
Yeah, I get that, but that's not going to get me to watch the movie. I'm not interested in the 2004 version of the Phantom.
and
I'm noticing
surprisingly,
a
they're not
pattern with the
like
Universal monsters. What you were going to say, Greeny?
well, and surprisingly they were not crushed by the mob.
Yeah, I was saying I'm noticing a pattern with the Universal monster movies. They always end with a mob with torch and pitchforks. Most of them, I mean.
Oh, digs up.
Squirrel Sand! No, Pocket Sand!
Yeah, go ahead and skip the wedding and just go on to the honeymoon.
I mean, you was, I, with all she went through, That lady's gonna have some serious emotional scars. It looks like she changed her hair, didn't she?
Yeah. So what's
Still
your
holds
opinion
up.
on the first movie?
I liked it. It's still one of my favorite silent films. It's not my favorite Universal monster per se. That still goes to the Wolfman, but it's still one of my top favorite silent films that I've seen thus far. I was I wish I was here earlier so I can explain that I went through almost a whole catalog of old classic movies because I was watching the TCM channel for a time back when I was living with my mother. So I had happened to catch this on that channel along with the other Universal monsters, except for Dracula. How about you, Greenie?
Yep. I mean, yeah, it is one of my favorite horror movies. I mean, if you could even call it horror, I mean, like I said, you do see several things that went on to inspire some of our modern, well, more modern horror films. Like The Mask. You have Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, even Leatherface,
Mm-hmm.
and some
Yep.
of the water kills. Obviously, you have Jason with that, and
Gremlins 2, the new batch.
okay,
I
okay,
understand
on the
why people would be annoyed by the damsel in distress archetype. Sorry, you were going to read that, weren't you?
yeah, you go on ahead.
Especially these days, but I think it can be used as well as long as her character is interesting. I can name you a lot that are interesting, quote unquote damsels. Princess Peach, Zelda. I think there was also I'm I'm blanking, but I can name quite a few of damsels that were actually interesting and very proactive in their own right.
Yeah, I know in the Kingdom Hearts series, Kairi can be
How
called
about you?
a damsel in distress. Um, but you know, she does do some things that are a little bit more proactive. Like she does give Sora a special charm that gives him a new Keyblade, and she does
Yeah,
choose to pick up a Keyblade and fight. And even, I mean, in the most recent game in the series, you know, even though she ends up going to sleep in order to find him, which is a bit of a spoiler, in the in the game that just came out in
so you can spoil it
October.
for me.
Yeah.
You can spoil it for me. I've long since gave up on the series.
Well, by
Even
the
when I
end,
decided to try to play the third one, I was like, go ahead.
well, in the rhythm game, she is recalling the entire story. She's telling all of the what happened from the original game and ver- the different games within the series. It's kind of a big overview with
Interesting.
music. And at the end, she
Nice.
decides to go ahead and train with Aqua. So whenever they do Kingdom Hearts 4 and go
Hmm.
to rescue Sora, or try to find Sora, which is a bit of a twist.
Yeah,
You know, probably gonna be one of the main characters instead of just the side character, damsel in distress, best friend, love interest.
they're going to Lucius in this one. I mean, Insomnia, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're going to Insomnia, aren't they?
I kind of hope so. I mean, there have been some a bunch of theories going on that the that Yazora uh, or is the at least I think that's his um name. You know, he is well, the
Hmm.
game that they kind of made up for the Toy Story world was was allegedly supposed to be um Nomura's original vision for Final Fantasy. Well, what started out as Final Fantasy 13 verses and turned into 15 before he got booted off the project.
Oh,
So
I still, I still would like to have seen what 15 would have been back when it was versus 13.
yeah, me too. I think a bunch of
Plus, I
people
would like to.
would.
Plus, I wish. Plus, I wished Prey 2 and 1313 would have been developed, but that's wishful thinking at worst.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
there was
want
a
to do
lot
the
of
end?
game opportunities that were never seen to fruition. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
Match hasn't contacted me yet, so that's going to be our watch is going to be later anyway. So
okay. You want to drop the link for
thanks for having me.
the end of the opera in 1987?
Oh yeah, uh, you want me to do it?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I'll
you.
see if I can. I don't think I can though. I think you will have to do it. On mine, I
Okay,
can't drop anything in comments. I can only drop something in the private chat. I'm still learning StreamYard too, by the way.
okay. Well, let me
Oh,
see if
the
I can.
anime is not that long. Oh, and listeners listing off his favorite damsels: Lois Lane, April Neil, Mizuki from Guyver, by the way, and Vicky Vale. And while she's doing that, I guess I'll sing a jingle. Our house in the middle of the street. Our house. But I do have the anime queued up, so it's queued at 0. So we'll be synced this time. Did you hear me, Greenie?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to get the link copied.
You don't have to.
Mm,
Just I think all you have to do is I think all you have to do is click on the link, highlight the tab in the search engine, and just paste it into the comment section of the chat. Just queue up the link and do that. Yeah.
oh, there. Sorry, I was hearing you echo.
Oh, how about
Okay,
now?
I think.
How am I coming in?
All right, you're good now. I think it's just where I had StreamYard and um YouTube pulled up at the same time.
Yeah, that can happen. That's why I don't really bother having both of those queued up. I just keep it on my stream yard.
Okay. And I just dropped the link in the chat. Um,
Everybody, let us know when you're ready.
okay. And 3, 2, play.
Oh, you don't even go to one. It's nice architecture there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can see where they took inspiration from the 1925 version.
Yeah. Jeez, you're being so dramatic. It's only a wrist. Now with animation, you can actually over exaggerate designs. This catacombs was not this big in the original. I mean,
Yeah,
not massively big.
yeah. And you gotta think this was 1987. Everything we see on screen, they drew by hand.
Yep, I was born around this year in May. This animation gets right to the point, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I do miss hand drawn animation. Excuse me, animation.
yeah. I mean, most anime is still pretty good, but most Western, it's kind of like it. What's the word?
It's a dying art. It's a dead art.
I won't say it's quite dying, but um, it just comes off as like they will won't put quite as much detail or effort into the art or even storytelling in most of it. I mean, you do find some good series every now and then, but they're not quite as common as they used to be. Oh, and Lister, there was all
Right.
hold on. There was also a fan of the opera movie in '89, played by Robert Englund, who is more famous as Freddy Krueger.
Oh, Troy needs a timestamp.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he's got help. He's got help. He's got help.
Oh, okay.
Now, is they supposed to be speaking in a French accent or a British accent?
Yeah, this is more of an English accent. Okay, normally that would be a
or in the
sign that
asylum.
they, yeah, yeah, you just been friend zoned.
Troy says, "Don't you watch Star Trek TNG? A French accent is in a British and English accent." Yes, Owen, your your hatred of Filmation is infamous.
And there's our Persian already being introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I had to do a double take the first time I watched this because I actually thought it was a photograph of real people. Oh, God.
It's a nice
They're
painting,
already,
though.
yeah, and we got a cat.
Away, away, beast!
Look at the cat climbing up the stairs. It's, it's a cute little detail.
Yeah.
Oh, poor pussy.
Oh wow, man! Animation way back then were daring. That cat just died.
Uh, okay, yeah, it, yeah. There's some others that you may not like to watch. Oh, Watership Down.
Highlight Owen's comment here.
Now
Now
hold
hold
on
on there.
there.
You're taking me out of context. I do not hate. Uh, sorry. He says, I do not hate Filmation. I just have issues on how they animate their characters is somewhat over reliant on role scoping. I'm just giving you grief, dude. Trust me.
But there were
Uh,
actually dark films with animals in them. Watership Down and Plague Dog
yeah.
and 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 even the Secret of Nim.
Oh, yeah. Secret of them. I've seen 50% of Warship Down. I still have not completed that movie. I should have, though, when I had the chance, but of course, YouTube removed the videos. I always wanted to do opera. No, she's not. She's just randomly singing.
Your Smiles in the Dark.
Well, at least they pronouncing the French names correctly.
Yeah, yeah, but he's a bit of a cheapskate. It's only 6 flowers instead of 6 roses instead of a dozen.
Nothing get past you, Greenie. Simp. Them simp words. You
Yeah, could you at least talk first?
you unfaithful wench. You harlot.
Yeah, you are the man.
I know, Owen. I just like to poke fun. Don't take me too serious.
He has very expressive eyebrows.
Yep. That is a static face for laughter. That's weird.
Oh, and you noticed that the lid to that perfume bottle was not on there a minute ago. Filthy
Mm-hmm.
deep that.
Oh wow. I agree, Owen. He was talking about anime and
Okay.
animation.
Yeah, this is a nice reference to the 25 version with the mirrors. You know, instead of having a mirror on the
Yeah.
wall. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know why she's so bummed about that. Oh no, he chloroformed her.
Man, I would love to play this dungeon in video game.
Say it again.
I would love to play this dungeon in video game. All these catacombs rather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of one of the Snow White part of Snow White level in in Birth by Sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was some inner. Yeah, obviously
Johnny
this is
says,
the
I
only.
think she has a case of the vapors. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean there's some jumping. It was a bit of a puzzle too.
Yeah, the handheld versions were the reason why I stopped trying with the Kingdom Hearts series. I was not rich enough to get different handhelds to play those games. So I was like, forget it.
Okay, now Eric's underground rooms are definitely an upgrade.
Yes. How do you acquire such tastes? Or let alone the amount of funds to even decorate such a humble abode?
Well, given his ability to go underground and all, he probably did steal some of it. Although I don't know how he got an organ down there or a piano. But that was something in the original, the 25, and we don't really question.
Oh, that's a terrible evil laugh. I could do a better one. And thus, a whole generation of girls were ruined thanks to the '04 version. Because apparently captivity and imprisonment automatically means love.
Yeah, I partly blame Twilight for that too.
Yeah, definitely Twilight and 50 Shades.
Oh,
No! Give me back my face! Give me back my face!
you know, he actually has looks like he has pretty good dental care though.
All things considered.
Yeah,
Troy says Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, Owen, if you really want me to sound like a goat, it has been
yeah.
scientifically proven that goats can scream, apparently.
Now Now, if I try to do an evil laugh, it ends up turning into the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, I definitely gotta hear that now. Oh, get your mind. Nice. You scared me there.
Oh, and a bit of an interesting fact is the actress who played the Wicked Witch in the West in The Wizard of Oz. It, she also played a witch in a couple other movies, as well as on Sesame Street one time.
Nice. I also have some trivia about that movie production too. She almost got burned. Actually, she did get burned. And if you notice that in the first shot when she first disappears at the Yellow Brick Road, the start, there was fire, right? But then in the
Yeah,
later films, it was just nothing but later part of the films is nothing but smoke, right? That's
right,
because she got burned and she didn't want to deal with fire after that production after that incident. So every time she disappears, there was always smoke. But she's supposed to disappear in flames throughout the movie. Just throwing it out there for anybody who's not in the know.
yeah, and part of it that actually involved because of her makeup. They changed makeup between takes, and the new makeup was more flammable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and actually there was a scene with the where they had a stunt woman for the witch who was burned on her who had her legs burned really bad. So, and that,
yikes!
actually the witch wasn't the only one who had an issue with the makeup. They ended up having to change the Tin Man 3 times. First time it was because an actor originally cast for it. Um, they decided to put him as the Scarecrow. Second time the actor had a allergic reaction to the makeup and ended up in the
Right,
hospital. And actually, some of his recordings of the songs
such a
did
drawback.
yeah,
Go continue.
but his original versions of some of the songs do still exist.
Yeah, that's the only drawback to practical makeup is that sometimes you can have reactions to the product that they use for set makeup. You harlot! You seek to betray me!
Yeah, and of course she does it in her private room, which she knows he can hear.
Man, who would
I
think
mean,
that old Hollywood movies were depicting stalkers since the dawn of time? Oh, you were going to say something?
and of course they both dress up as clowns.
I love Papa Chili's comment there. What do you mean? I have a terrible allergic reaction to bad CGI. That was my Papa Chili impression, by the way.
Oh, here comes the Red Death.
Now, why would you want to poke the man? By the way, Papa Chili, what are you sipping?
And here's our Persian again.
Dude, personal space?
Wow, look at the detail on that marble staircase.
Mmm. Nice, Papa Jelly. A handle of Kraken. And it's a Friday too. Without context, she really sounds like a mad woman.
Yeah, I mean, and she is definitely more proactive in trying to get them out of there at this point, I think, than she was in the original.
Also, I didn't want to say this, but I have to say this now. Her anatomy is really killing my senses.
I think part of it is that it's just that outfit
Just
too.
saying. It's just her waist is just off.
Okay, I feel like this part is out of Fantasia.
Yeah. Oh, now it looks better now she's in a dress, but anywhere else, her torso is just off. Completely off.
Yeah, and I don't think we even see Carlotta in this one. So, so it's actually her bringing down the chandelier this time instead of Carlotta.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was a
Well, I would
surprising.
say that's about what, 50? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that was an effect I didn't really expect for the chandelier.
Mm-hmm. I would say about maybe 50, maybe 100 people got killed or injured. Ugh! What is that thing? And why do they sound like adults?
Yeah, I mean, voice to say adult, but the height says kid or teenager. Uh, so in the trunk, really? Yeah, you might have a better luck just dressing up as her and hoping the Phantom gets pulled. To be
Mm-hmm.
fair, it did work for Cloud in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. He's speaking with a Middle Eastern accent. It's kind of bothering me.
Yeah, and his hand's a different color than his
Feels a
face.
bit forced.
And there's a lot more detail in his face.
Exactly, Joni. They. Sorry. Go ahead.
They sound like men trying to make sound like little girls. Yeah, voice acting in the 80s, um, literally or valued more for the different voices you could do. I actually remember on one of the uh, on an interview with Michael Bell and Neil Ross from Voltron, well, the original '80s Voltron, on on one episode it called for princesses, and they were asked to voice those princesses.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Johnny, I'm saying like it comes off slightly forced. Is what I'm saying in parts. Like a like I'll give him a B plus for effort, but there's in some parts of his essay he makes it sound like he's forcing it. Man, who would have thought this guy had an army?
Oh,
You shall not pass, dude. Need to know. Sorry, you were gonna say something. Would you agree?
well, I was gonna say that guy with the rats actually reminded me a little bit of that thing in the thing from in the well in the dungeon of in Labyrinth.
Yeah. Troy laying out some good D&D perspective. They rolled for a wandering monster, and there was a random encounter.
Oh, good one, Troy.
Probably a Dementor. Wait, that's Harry Potter. Yeah, but you don't have no reflection, dude. What's up with that? You a vampire?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting plot twist
That he was Dracula?
the whole time. Okay, you want to be like other people? Um, well,
You gotta put a ring on it, dude. If you like it, you should put a ring on it. If you like, you should put a ring on it. Sorry, I don't mean to bring in Beyonce.
okay, it's a two-way mirror.
Yeah, but don't two-way mirrors also have reflections too? It wouldn't be as pronounced like a real mirror reflection, but you know.
Yeah, there should be. something, but it might not be
So,
enough detail, especially for this age of cartoons.
right.
Okay, that was really bland.
Well, let's just say an Italian version of Phantom of the Opera will be more violent. In fact, there kind of was an Italian Phantom movie in the '80s called Terror at at the Opera, directed by Dario Argento.
We're gonna have to look that up sometime.
For research.
Well, at least he's being honest.
You know what? I think I know why we picked the Scorpion. The needs of the many.
Yeah, and you know, and that is something else that kind of has come back. I mean, even in Life is Strange, he came down to the two decisions: you either save Arcadia Bay or save Chloe. And
I'm sorry. I always choose Arcadia Bay. I don't care for Chloe.
yeah, I really don't either. And
Uh,
you know, I I realized that they eventually did go back and do a prequel game with her. My understanding, it's not really that good or as
mhm.
fleshed out. And
It's not. They put it like this. You know how they talk about Rachel in the first game.
yeah,
Rachel is
she
not
was
a
better
good
off.
person in the prequel.
Yeah, I mean, she's like Chloe in like well, she's like how Chloe was in the first game. I mean, I think she's just better off as a
Taken
niece.
to 11 too. Yeah, she was Chloe up to 11. I think this is what also ruined a generation of girls and boys because anything that came out that was supposed to be quote unquote innovative or daring and stuff like that really breeded a lot of bad behavior or bad behavior misconstrued it as kind of like toughness and braveness and stuff like that. Bravery when it's
Yeah.
really a child lashing out mostly. Go ahead. I was done.
Oh, well, we have another reference to the original movie with the heated room.
The yeah, the heating room. Only less pronounced, more confined.
and only one mirror. Oh, and of course he's the one that finds the trap door.
Trying to cue in some Scooby Doo music.
Yeah, and it, I want to say their hands probably should be burned, just judging by how red those stones
I
are.
was just about to make a comment about that. I was just about to make a comment about that, about their hands burning. Okay, now we have to do some Johnny Quest music here. Johnny Quest.
I'm told, you know, hey, did you ever get to watch the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest?
Are you talking about the '90s one or the original?
The '90s.
Yes, I did. That was actually my gateway to Johnny Quest until Cartoon Network had the Super Chunk marathons, which I watched all the classic episodes through a marathon in a Sunday.
Yeah,
You
and
remember
then
the
those.
Super Chunk marathons?
Yeah, they eventually turned into Boomerang, and then Boomerang eventually became its own channel.
Yeah, it did, and that's where I continued watching, rewatching all the old cartoons like the Herculoids, Thundar the Barbarian, even Snagglepuss, Huckleberry
Uh,
Hound.
I'm trying to think what other ones besides that. I know that they had SWAT cats, and
Yeah, they did.
I think, I think what else they had. Uh,
Yeah, they had
they had
Scooby Doo, of
several.
course. All the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
think
Tom and
now.
Jerry.
Yeah, I think now it feels like it's more cartoons that they had just a couple years ago, and they don't want to play it on main network anymore.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. And
Yeah,
I'm at this point, I'm just glad we don't have cable anymore. It's not worth watching because all the stuff that we used to watch are getting removed, and all we get now is just carbon copy stuff and Wonder Bread. That's what I like to call it
yeah,
now. Wonder Bread. That's what we're getting now. Wonder Bread.
yeah. I mean, Cartoon Network itself has pretty much become a Teen Titans channel, oh Teen Titans Go channel.
Yep.
I mean, now thankfully, MeTV, they're starting to bring in the older cartoons again. Like they started around a little bit before Christmas with Flintstones. Now they're getting Looney Tunes, um, Popeye,
Sweet.
and I think they're getting some other classics. Um, well, they were advertising it, seeing it along with the with. Well, I saw the advertisement when I saw this movie a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. What you think about the Quest World bits and Real Adventures of Johnny Quest when they used very primitive CGI?
Um, I don't know. It looked weird to me, but for the most part, I actually did enjoy the show. So I think I, so I think I liked the season where they were more, where they saw more of the supernatural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one episode where they ended up on this island where where it was just Haji, Johnny, and uh, Race's daughter. I cannot think of her name right now.
Jesse.
Jessie.
Jesse.
Just don't
Mm-hmm.
but, got on this island where you had this heir to this. He's a painter, and apparently his ancestor was in love, and her beloved never came back, and supposedly she jumped to her death, and there's a whole new story with that, and she looks just like Jesse.
I think I remember that one. Are you talking about ooh, what's his name? He got burned, didn't he? He was my favorite character too. My favorite villain because he was a recurring villain. Good night, Owen.
Oh, Owen's leaving us.
Yep.
And
Also, this is how it ends. He brings the roof down.
well, at least he left him a getaway boat.
Yep. Great. Now I gotta look him up because his name is bothering me.
Uh, to Eric.
This character you're talking about, relevant. No, no,
Oh,
not Eric. The character you're talking about in Real Adventures of Johnny Quest.
okay. Yeah, it's not quite as well.
Sorry,
Not as bad.
I just got to.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, this is not quite as the same ending, but you know, it's even dramatic
Yeah.
ending. I think there was one version where it turned out that she and Eric were from the same town.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And now I'm gonna have to go out and read the book too, because this is actually a book as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting take of a classic.
Yeah, I mean, some things they did, I gotta say, they done really well, and then there were some that was just like, I don't know. Now, something that did pop up
I
in my
would say.
recommendation.
What
Go
you gonna
ahead.
say?
I was gonna say something that did pop up in my
Yeah, I was
recommendation.
gonna say the. Hmm, sorry, I'm still searching Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. Oh my goodness, you're tri-
But
you're triggering an emotional reaction on me, Greenie.
sorry.
I'm
But
sorry. I was like, oh, it's a character I should know this because he's one of my. If it's a villain, it's one of my favorites. And I'm like seriously looking on IMDb right now to catch his name. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail this stream about that.
okay, but
Okay, there's
something that
Doctor
popped up in
Zen. I know that.
my recommendation was. another animated opera. Uh, this was 6 years old, so I actually couldn't find anything else
Okay, I
on
found
it.
it. Sorry.
Well, and this trailer was
Okay, I
actually
found
six
it.
years
I
old.
think who you're. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Continue. Continue.
Uh, 6 years old, and I couldn't really find anything else on it. Um, on it. So I don't know if this was a project someone was going to do, and they either never got around to finishing it, or it never got funded, or
Mm-hmm.
what. But uh, yeah, the animation really was not well. Actually, it was more CGI, and it didn't look too great. Although, although I will say an animated
I'm
version,
about to check that out
Eric,
too myself.
I gotta say, I like how Eric looked in the animated version. I mean, you still have the creepy guy, and
Yeah.
and you still have the charisma. I mean, I'm still trying to get over the fact
The
that,
skull
and
bone.
yeah, I'm trying to get over the fact that they actually had him have really good teeth. I mean, I
My
mean, they really,
goodness.
I mean, they could have really upped the ugliness if they had decided to give him like gingivitis or something, rather than missing a
Yeah.
couple of teeth.
So I think I know who you're talking about in that one episode with involving Jesse. I think you're talking about Ezekiel Rage.
Um, I know I
That's
know he
probably
showed
what
up
because
several
he
times, but
because he
that
ki-
yeah, you're talking about the one where he
Go
kidnaps
ahead.
Jesse and brainwashes her. I don't think that was the episode I'm talking about. Yeah, this one involved a ghost, and
I just
it even turned out that the guy who was hosting
oh
them
I think
was a ghost.
yeah.
And I probably
No,
spoiled that
actually
episode
Ezekiel
too
Rage was
much.
kind of like the major villain. I'm sorry, Ezekiel Rage was the major villain of the Real Adventures. Actually, I think Dr. Zen barely
Yeah,
showed up in most of the episodes, but Ezekiel Rage was like the big villain every time. But
yeah.
the one I'm looking
I
for,
think
I
the
can't really
daughter
find. They
series
had a
too.
huge, yeah, they had a
Yeah,
huge cast on this show too. They had, sorry, go ahead.
well, if I remember right, he actually had two daughters too. I mean, you know, some ways he kind of reminds me
Yeah,
of Ray
he did, I think.
from Batman, because I think
He
his
literally
chick
got
was
shot on
also
screen. Like it's one of my first seeing somebody get shot on screen in a children's cartoon when he got crippled.
yeah. And actually, in the Johnny Quest movie, I'm not sure if you remember it was the one that introduced Jessie as well as her mom, but not her mom. It's kind of hard to explain, especially when you look at the real Johnny Quest, because um, her mom is supposedly
Yeah,
Jade, but in Real Adventure Johnny Quest, Jade's another character, and her mom's another character, and actually
yeah, she
Jessie went
was.
from a brunette to a redhead.
Yeah, and for some reason Jay became Asian in the Real Adventures, I think, or at least her proportions kind of suggest that she was Asian. That's what's going through my mind when I saw her in Real Adventures. Plus, each Haji went through a different design midway into the season. Did you notice that? And
Yeah,
he was more of his classic counterpart. Zim zim zalabim.
Yeah, I mean, I know there was one season where there was more paranormal, and then the other one where they relied a lot on Westworld, which was the CGI world
Yep,
that,
and sci-fi.
yeah, and
Go
supposedly they
ahead.
were originally planning a third season, which would actually be the first time we got a Johnny's mom on screen where she was not dead or not a memory.
Ah, wasted opportunity.
Yeah,
That's a wasted opportunity there.
yeah, but apparently,
Don't you like come up on facts like that? Go
yeah,
ahead. Sorry.
I didn't find that until find out about that until years later, and when like, wait, this was a really good show. Why
Yeah.
didn't it catch on? And then eventually we got Code Lyoko, which it did have a similar concept with the going into a virtual world.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I actually did enjoy Olioko. Oh no, actually no. Ezekiel Rage was the guy I was talking about. Actually, he's the burn victim that lost his family. But like in the episode that introduces him, he mistaken Jesse for his dead daughter.
Yeah, I think that actually
Actually,
happened several times. And there's actually another villain that actually appeared in the original as well. Oh, the original Johnny Quest.
yeah. Zen showed up a few times. They they reintroduced him into the series because apparently I think in the classic they purportedly said that he died. So when Real Adventures came upon that timeline, he was thought to be dead until in one episode where Hanji was kind of like dating one of his daughters, brought him up and in a later episode we get him again and we get this epic beat down between him and Dr. Quest and it was amazing. Like they showed it in shadows, but the silhouettes, like you see them trading blows, but like freaking, sorry, I don't mean to say that word, but like Dr. Quest just hits him with this hard blow, and you just hear the impact. The sound quality was really good. You just hear the impact. I was like, yeah, yeah, Dr. Quest, knock him out.
Yeah,
That's a good show.
has to
Short
watch
lived,
out
but good show.
because I think I remember another episode where he actually met a woman and fell in, like was completely charmed by her and then was already talking wedding plans.
As you do.
And and well, it turns out that the woman sucked the youth out of other women and even took on their image
Mm-hmm.
because the dead brother of her previous victim was trying to stop her, and she looked just like his sister. And he wanted to get
Also,
rid of her.
the recurring villain. Sorry,
Go ahead.
what you want to go continue?
Well, the
Oh,
idea
the
was
recurring villain that replaced Doc. we're crisscrossing.
what?
You go first.
Well, I was going to say he wanted to get rid of her just so his sister's spirit could rest in peace.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was the recurring villain that replaced Zen was Jeremiah Surd.
Oh,
He was kind of like the new Zen for. So yeah, you had three villains in this series. There was Surd, Zen, which he made a comeback, and Rage. Those were the main villains, main recurring villains before you. like right when we had Saturday morning style villainy. But I will say the one episode that will still scare me to this day is the one where they were in that deep sea space station, that deep sea station, and those freaking piranha fish like literally just invade and start eating up everybody. That was scary. Did you ever see that episode?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you had that scientist who wanted to keep one to study. I'm like, lady, we are in a
Yeah,
crisis.
like
I mean, you can write your thesis and series on this later. Uh, get your butt out of there.
exactly.
And I think those fish are inspired by the shark ponds from Transformers.
Yeah, yeah. That like I said, that really like scared me to no end. Just thinking about that, especially when especially how Jesse was feeling in that situation completely. Like, oh yeah. Also, Race went through a different design too. Did you notice that too?
Yeah, as well as well, part of the time
He had
he had two different accents.
yeah. He they made him look more. They shaded up his skin, his skin tone. Still kept the hair, but he still kept the color of his hair. But he had this new haircut, and he had like this whole gun ho Kurt Russell attitude. I think that was like in the first season. I mean the second season where they went through the changes.
Yeah,
This show, man, as good as it was, it did has its problems. Like they changed gears midway into the series, and yeah, I might do a stream review on that one too.
yeah. And my
Next week I'm
understanding
gonna do the first season of X Men Evolution.
is actually the series was going
Go ahead.
backwards. Or apparently season one
Yeah.
happened 1 year, and then season two was the year before. So and that would be if they had done a season three. Johnny's mother showing up would make sense for season three since they're moving backwards.
Also, it didn't help that the episodes kept getting mixed around.
Yeah,
Did you did you ever experience that problem when you watched it? They kept
yeah,
mixing the episodes around. So I'm like, now we don't know which one's the first season or which one's the second season.
yeah.
But
I mean, like there's
all right,
one where
all great series.
and then there's one where
Go
Johnny
ahead.
doesn't even have his first permit yet.
Oh boy. So you ready to sign off now?
Yeah, this was pretty fun. I mean, I might do it again, but next week try to do another stem field. I'm actually working on another world where I'm going to edit every single lot in it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'll just have
oh,
to wait for. I'm just basically waiting for Match to message me.
okay. And well, at least well,
So
and like I said before, after I
go
get
ahead.
done with Hitman, I will be playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on Wednesdays and the original Final Fantasy VII on Fridays until we get out of Midgar.
Yeah,
And, and the reason I'm cutting it off at Midgar is because
where everything
that's
changes.
well, yeah, and that's also where the remake ends. Until we get part two.
Mm-hmm.
And recently we got some new information that has kind of been throwing a lot of theories out there.
That part two.
You know,
Oh,
and yeah, and I can't really spoil much of the ending right now, but let's just say you had characters that um already their stories different, And it kind of also
Mm.
throws the fact of the hint that I think it was either Namor or Katase had an interview in which remake had two different meanings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the one one prominent theory that's been discussed a lot is there being separate timelines, ones where they're getting a chance to kind of make
Yeah.
a kind like you have the original timeline in which certain events happen, and then you have this other timeline going on in which things are kind of somehow perfected or improved. And it kind of reminds me of Dark Cloud 2 in a way, because I'm not sure if you played that game, but one character, Monica, who's from the future, I mean, sometimes she talks about something
Uh huh.
in, as you know, your main villain, Griffin, has done some things to the past that has destroyed these places and even people in the future. And when she goes back in time and with Max, she she kind of they work to rebuild these places and cause these events to eventually happen in the future. Um, your one example is Master Press. In the original story and even in the
Mm.
past, um, Master Press was well in the original future. Press was a very prominent mage, well well regarded, but in the past, Griffin's events leaded to the death of Master Press. And actually, by Max's time,
Hmm.
he's already dead. But the events that unfold lead to lead to the event is um, well his protege taking his name and becoming the new Press in the future, and he
Are you talking?
and
Sorry. Go, going back to Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. Are you talking about the Haunted Sonata
yeah,
episode?
I think so. Yeah,
Huh. I was while you were explaining, I was looking up Real Adventures on YouTube, and I happened upon this that scene where there's a skeleton with a letter in his coat. I was like, huh, she might be talking about the Haunted Sonata. It is. I think it is because as I'm hovering the mouse over it, there's a scene where it pops up a scene where this ghost picks up Jesse. It's like this blob ghost. I remember it picking her up and taking her to a secret room. You know? Do you recall that?
yeah. Now going back to Dark Cloud 2,
It's a long time ago. So my But going by what you were saying about the whole diverging paths and different timelines, I'm not liking that. I'm not liking this whole new rage of alternate universes and diverging time paths and stuff like. I don't know what's the deal with creators nowadays. They want to seem to do multiverses and you know
yeah,
what's your take on that one?
I, my view is if they can be done well, that's fine and dandy. But if you're just doing it just so you can have
Yeah,
a multiverse, I mean, and you're not going to really put the effort into, you know, giving your different timelines details and all that. I
right.
mean,
Why
like
bother?
Dark Cloud does do it, as I say, does do it a bit well into. Um, I mean, now something else that Monica does that actually is a real has a major impact on the story is a villain that in you defeat ends up becoming a scientist who works with something called arrow harmonics. And
Hmm.
in Monica's original timeline, it was never perfect. However, due to you defeating him now in the past, eventually, um, arrow harmonics. Well, although it's not really affected within that scientist's lifetime, his his son and well, well, I presume it well eventually eventually his grandson actually well affected and, and
Hmm.
part of the reason why the villain changed was because these monsters actually these sea monsters that he was controlling and was forcing to fight instead of taking rage out on him they showed him kindness and you know a baby monster actually because of the kindness of another character you meet at this beach, he starts bringing these moonstones to, to this beach every year.
Right.
And when he eventually becomes the uh, leader of the group, every, apparently he makes every one of the creatures bring back a moonstone, and it leads to this beach eventually becoming this major research facility. And, and with that and the scientists,
That's kind of cool.
Arrow, Arrow Harmonics is perfected, which is this science fiction train. Keep in mind, this world is more steampunk, punk fantasy. You have, and
Yeah.
suddenly you have this science fiction train that can, fly through the air and go forward in time or backward in time 1,000 years.
Hmm.
And that's how they get to the dungeon where the main villain.
That's actually cool. Question: have you ever played Tales of the Abyss
Those are the bits I don't think I have, but
or any of the Tales games,
no, don't
like
think so.
Symphonia, Exilia? Those are good games.
Okay,
Just
I'm gonna have,
recommendation there.
okay, I'm gonna have to give them a try.
Sadly,
Well, we have
Abyss is only PS2.
okay. Well, we have gotten way
Yeah,
off topic.
we like I said, I know. We came from Phantom to Final Fantasy to Johnny no to Johnny Quest to Final Fantasy and some other stuff. But it's fun. It's fun talking about this stuff. That's what geek culture is about. Just sit around,
Yeah.
swap geek stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Well, I'm gonna call it a night. I want to thank everyone for coming and watching these movies with us. You know, and, and hopefully you kind of a new got some insight on the Phantom of the Opera. So I've got a question. What is your
I
favorite
definitely
version of,
did.
if you don't mind me asking?
Phantom.
Yeah.
Uh, Phantom. Just 1925. I just like the stillness and silence, the movements of just watching a moving canvas in a way. That's how I see silent films sometimes, just moving canvases. So I like even if they're adding dialogue through slides, like the body movements and the body language that the characters move in the film can also write a different story or a different dialogue because of the way how the actors are moving and portraying themselves. So like even if you got that one scene where he's giving her the ultimatum, right? You can easily just fit new words or different words in that scene before the slide comes in and really tells you what they're really trying to say. So it's always the 1925 for me. Like I said, I never had no interest in the '04 version, or I didn't even know there was an animated version until we watched it today. But now I've seen it, that was actually pretty cool too. But yeah, the '04 version's
Also,
like,
a version from
it's
73
not my
as
scene.
well.
Say again.
There's also a version from 73.
You kind of cut out there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
and
I
I
think
mean, and
there's also an
you know,
'83 version too.
and
Go ahead.
where well, in the 25 version as well as 87 version, Eric was actually born and disfigured. In other versions, he's actually just part. He was disfigured later by fire.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
And also, how do you like
of
the
course
little detail I did with the branding where it says our names?
the ending. I liked it.
No, I mean the branding where our names are.
Oh, okay. I don't think I see it. I'm on the stream right now. Oh, are
Okay.
you talking about the designs of the way our names look
Yeah.
on the screen?
Yeah.
I like it. It's all circular and green. Of course, I went with the standard design, and blue is my second favorite color besides red. So I'm pretty sure you've been to my streams a few times. You saw that
Yeah.
format, or at least my name is in the gray standard color, whereas the banners I use are in blue. So yeah, still baby stepping this whole StreamYard thing. We're getting it right?
Yeah.
All takes practice.
Well, like I said, this was a lot of fun.
But it was fun. It
You know,
was fun having, even though I showed up in the middle of it. I was trying to pace myself, try to time myself correctly so I can catch it. By the time I got up, it was 3:22 on my and Pacific. I was like, okay, I should it should have been time enough for me to acclimate myself and wait for a green signal. And I look at my phone, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm late. I was like, oh no, green start without me. No, I'm sure she's in the introduction right now, and she's probably just waiting for me. Nope, she already started. Okay, let me send the signal out then. I'm here. Oh boy. What you? Uh, on that note, I guess I'll take my leave now.
okay. Well,
Are
like
you
I said,
still there, Greenie?
yeah. Like I said, thanks for. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and hopefully we get to do this again in the near future. I'm not sure what movie will be. Um, I'd actually like to do Brotherhood of Blade before we do. the Samurai
Oh,
Warrior series on the channel,
oh, nice.
and that is actually free on YouTube.
I'll be there.
Gotta warn
Say
you,
again.
it is violent. It is violent. You will need to read subtitles, and
Okay.
but it is a very good masterpiece, especially if you like
Mm.
martial arts.
Brotherhood
So
Blades. I'll have to check that out.
okay. So thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, guys. Want to
Good
say good
night,
night, Wolf?
everybody. Ow! I think I already did.